Hey, what's up everybody? I don't know if you can see me, but I'm here to talk about the recent acquisition, if you will, by WWE of the one and only Bret the Hitman Hart. Now, as we know, word has been going around for over 12 years that Bret would never sign with WWE again, or work with them. The only time Bret ever worked with WWE was when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. But, besides that, he said he would never re-sign with the company. He would never work with them again. Well, apparently that's not true, because as we found out yesterday, Bret Hart has signed a short-term 4-month deal with World Wrestling Entertainment. And I guess this is all going to probably start on January 4th, because a lot of people are speculating that Bret Hart's going to be the special guest host, and that perhaps there he's going to announce that he signed a short-term deal with the company. Some people find this surprising, if you will. Some don't find it surprising. For the ones that find it surprising, it's because they always thought Bret was not going to re-sign with the WWE, that instead Bret might go to a place like TNA or Ring of Honor. I mean, Bret's been at Ring of Honor before, so everybody probably thought it was going to be one of those two. Apparently that's not the case. Bret has decided to go to WWE. And it doesn't really, and for those that are not really surprised by this, they're not really surprised because they know WWE probably sees the TNA deal on January 4th as a threat. Basically, I think to WWE, they realized that TNA and Hulk Hogan could be WCW deja vu. They start out a little slow, and then all of a sudden they just pick up that momentum and just dominate. So WWE probably decided that even if it's for 4 months, they might as well fire back and sign Bret Hart. And that's what they've done. They've signed Bret Hart back on. The question is, what is his role going to be? What's his on-screen role and capacity going to be? Some people are indicating that he could be the manager, short-term manager of the Hart Dynasty. That would mean he'd have to be on SmackDown. Some are saying that he might involve himself in a DX situation, maybe. Kind of be probably the, I'm guessing many people, and I'm pretty sure a lot of fans have already thought about this, maybe he'll be one of the reasons that DX kind of splits up or has to face each other at WrestleMania. And then, of course, a lot of people are thinking that he's only come back to he's in WWE for one more match, and that's to have the match against Vince McMahon and finally get his revenge, if you will, after 13 years. There's a lot of speculation. No one really knows what his role is going to be, though, but these are a lot of speculations, and mostly because of the January 4th deal. And like I said, I think it's because WWE doesn't want TNA to do what WCW did. I'd start out slowly, and then, like in the course of one night or 1 month, just take the momentum and run away with, take the ball and run away with it, if you will. So, but yeah, it is a bit of a surprise to those like myself who thought he wouldn't go back to WWE. But then again, you got to realize that for the past couple of years, WWE has always been teasing Bret's return. Not just with the Hall of Fame deal, but with times when like recently when they were in Canada and Sergeant Slaughter was the guest host. He kind of teased that Bret was there, and instead out came Hacksaw Jim Duggan. The same could be said for a couple of years ago when Shawn Michaels was in Montreal and he was doing his feud with Hulk Hogan. He kind of teased Bret Hart and all that, and Bret's music played. It was all this teasing, and now finally something's going to happen. We don't know exactly, what the capacity is going to be, but there's a lot of speculation. I've got 3 ways of looking at it. One, he's going to be brought in to manage the Hart Dynasty, possibly in a feud against DX, and help the Hart Dynasty win the tag team titles, and thus, be one of the reasons DX splits up. We could, he could, be a guest host and probably on his first night say, okay, even though it's like a couple months away, we're gonna have Shawn Michaels versus Triple H at WrestleMania, see who the better man is. Something like that, or at least probably what could be one more match and probably hit the final month of his contract, have him, in a street fight apparently, which it's probably going to be, because how many times has Vince McMahon wrestled at WrestleMania and it's not been fought at WrestleMania, it's not been a street fight. So that could be one of the reasons Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon at WrestleMania. Bret finally gets his revenge. But really, that's all I have to say about it. I mean, I'm actually kind of happy Bret Hart's back with WWE, even if it's short term. Because I think a lot of fans have always associated him with WWE. I mean, WCW tried their best, didn't do much with him. WWE, they at least do something. They at least have something planned out. So it's good to see him back there, even if it's short term. It is surprising to some, maybe not to others, because of Hulk Hogan TNA's January 4th deal. But yeah, it is surprising news. It's great news for WWE. And if you're a Hitman fan and you haven't heard about this yet, you better start looking on YouTube. You better start watching WWE Raw and SmackDown, because you never know when he's going to show up. But they're speculating January 4th as the guest host. So really, that's all I have to say about it. And I'll talk to you all later. Give me your comments. Post them down here on the comment board and tell me what you think. Peace.